Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyabhati Paschatya Deshatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishna Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Shajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, Chapter 4, The Confidential Reasons for the Lord's Appearance, Texts 200 and 201. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Nirupadhi Prema Yanra Tanra Eriti Priti Visaya Sukhi Ashrayera Priti Nija Prema Nande Krishna Seva Nanda Bhadhi Se Anandera Prati Bhakti Rahaya Mahakrodhi Nirupadi Prema Yanra Tanha Eriti Priti Visaya Sukhi Ashrayara Priti Nija Premanande Krishna Sevananda Bhadhe Se Anandera Prati Bhakti Rahaya Mahakrodi. Word for word meaning Nirupadhi, without identification. Prema, love. Yanha, which. Tanha, that. A, this. Riti, style. Priti Vishaya, of the object of love. Sukhe, in the happiness. Asra Yara, of the abode of that love. Priti, the pleasure. Nija, one's own. Prema, of love. Ananda, by the joy. Krishna, to Lord Krishna. Seva Ananda, the joy of service. Badhe, is obstructed. Say, that. Anandera Prati, toward the joy. Bhaktera, of the devotee. Haya, is. Maha Krodhe, great anger. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Whenever there is unselfish love, that is its style. The reservoir of love derives pleasure when the lovable object is pleased. When the pleasure of love interferes with the service of Lord Krishna, the devotee becomes angry toward such ecstasy. Everybody please repeat. Whenever there is unselfish love, that is its style. The reservoir of love derives pleasure when the lovable object is pleased. When the pleasure of love interferes with the service of Lord Krishna, the devotee becomes angry toward such ecstasy. Purport. As mentioned above, the gopis are predominated lovers and Sri Krishna is the predominator. The gopis had no desire for selfish enjoyment. Their feelings of happiness was indirect, for it was independent on the pleasure of Krishna. Causeless love of Godhead is always so. Such pure love is possible only when the predominated is made happy by the happiness of the predominator. Such unadulterated love is exemplified when the lover deprecates her happiness in service that hinders her from discharging it. Nirupadhi prema yanha tanha eriti priti visaya sukhe ashrayara priti nija prema nande Krishna sevananda bhate se anandera prati bhakti rahaya Mahakrodhe. The topic under the discussion today is quite deep. This explains the mindset of the gopis, how they have selfless love or unselfish love towards Lord Krishna. As Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the Brajavasis, they have the best example, their love towards the Supreme Lord. However, the gopis' love surpassed all the Brajavasis because of their unmotivated, unselfish love towards Lord Krishna. Normally, the conditioned soul will have many motives separate from the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. Or let's say even a beginner in Krishna consciousness. I will chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra if my desire will be fulfilled, besides Krishna's pleasure. Or I will chant to be peaceful. I will chant to be happy. Prabhupada says that, right? Chant and be happy. But the devotee of the Lord, he will chant for Krishna's pleasure. It's like an offering. Our chanting, in spite of trying to be perfect, is like an offering. We can say, Krishna, I still have so many faults. I still have so many material desires. But please accept this offering of love, whatever I have. Even an iota or atomic in size. Whatever I have, you please accept this for your pleasure. So this is the love of the gopis. They consider themselves to be unqualified. They're not Vedantists. They're not Gyanis. Definitely they're not Karmis. But what they offer to the Lord is their very heart. Yes. When we offer to Krishna, they say, we cry for Krishna. We should be crying for Krishna. But not literally tears coming out. Cry means pouring our heart to Krishna in spite of so many anarthas, so many material desires, so many sinful desires. You please accept, make me an instrument. It's like when we wake up in the morning, as soon as we wake up in the morning, we should pray, oh Krishna, make this whole day of yours to be only for you, not for me. I don't want anything. Of course, in the beginning, it's not possible to have that nothing for me. But if we keep praying every day like that, eventually it will come. Prayers are very powerful. The gopis, they don't want anything for Krishna, for Krishna's being displeased. Everything for Krishna. Their happiness depends on how they will be able to please Lord Krishna. So for us, we're sadhakas. That means we're practitioners. Our day should depend on how am I be able to please my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, the Vaisnavas, and ultimately Sri Radha and Krishna. That should be our only goal. But that is the highest, isn't it? Like the gopis. The gopis' mindset is always like that. They will transgress all social, moral, Vedic etiquette, their bodily designations, everything. The Vedic etiquette is that the girl should not go out at night to meet the boy. Are we seeing that these days? Maybe some, but mostly no. Nighttime means enjoyment for the materialist. They don't consider anything just to fulfill their material desires. However, the gopis, it is not for their material sense enjoyment that they will run after Lord Krishna, hearing his flute in the middle of the night. They will go because Krishna is there. They want to please Lord Krishna. He used the flute as an instrument to call them. And therefore, this unselfish love of the gopis, Lord Krishna cannot repay back. It says in the 10th canto that even in the lifetime of Lord Brahma, I'm not be able to repay you from your love towards me. It's like we cannot repay back our spiritual master, how he made us fortunate, how he planted the seed of bhakti towards our polluted hearts. It's unimaginable. This is what he called causeless mercy. When the spiritual master accepts a disciple, then the disciple, the journey going back to Godhead starts. So we cannot repay back. It's not possible. This is what the Shastra says also. We cannot repay back the spiritual master. We can try by following in the mood of our spiritual master, preaching, distributing books, telling others about Krishna, worshipping the deities. So the gopis, they understood their position. They are the predominated. Prabhupada used the word here. Predominator and predominated. Predominator means ultimately it is Krishna. He is Bhaktaram. He is the supreme enjoyer. He is the supreme proprietor. And he is the supreme, yes, the supreme friend of everyone. Enjoyer, proprietor, and the doer. A devotee, this is Prabhupada says, when we tell others about Krishna, if we talk about this, that this is Krishna, he is the ultimate friend of everyone, ultimate proprietor, ultimate doer, enjoyer, proprietor, doer, then that is perfect. We just have to repeat that. And the gopis understood this. They give their body to be used by Krishna to serve him. They allow Lord Krishna to use themselves to be an instrument to make Krishna happy. So their happiness depends on Krishna's happiness. And who gave that facilities to make Krishna happy? To the gopis. Krishna? It came from him only? Yeah. And they knew, they understood that this is like the other day we went to the Astasakis villages. Different gopis, they have their own different qualities. Some, they're very expert in decorating Radharani. One gopi is expert in making arrangements, decorating the kunjas or the groves. Everyone has their own separate qualities, but they're all expansions of Srimati Radharani only, the Hladini Shakti, who gives the utmost pleasure to Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna's happiness depends on his love towards Radharani. And Radharani's pleasure depends on Krishna's happiness. And the gopis' happiness depends on serving Lord Krishna. So it goes like this, the parampara. And there's so many servants. There are over 3 billion gopis, according to the acharyas. 3 billion. That is just figuratively speaking, but they're unlimited. Like the cowherd boys, they're also unlimited. Unlimited servants of the Supreme Lord in the spiritual world. But in the material world, we're all servants of our senses and our mind. Servants of the demigods, wanting to fulfill my material desires. Very few. Bahunam or manushyanam sahasresu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Out of many thousands who wanted to know Krishna, very few are actually knowing him actually. And of those who knows Krishna, very few also are bhaktas in the material world. Very, very rare. So the gopis' love is that unlimited as well. There's no end for their love towards the Supreme Lord. And Krishna he's God, but Balaram is also God. Both are God, but Krishna is the Supreme Lord who accepts service. And Balaram is the God who gives service. He is the Supreme Personality Servitor of Godhead. So that's why serving the Supreme Lord, we need the mercy of Lord Balaram or Lord Nityananda, the original Guru, Adi Guru. All the spiritual masters combined, they all have the potency of Lord Nityananda. And Srimati Radharani also, Prabhupada says, all of the service that we are trying to do towards Krishna is under the auspices or supervision of Srimati Radharani. Without her mercy, without her blessings, then we cannot serve or please Lord Krishna. So serving the Supreme Lord, we cannot do directly. We have to understand that by serving the spiritual master and the Vaishnavas, then it is being transferred, go up, towards the Supreme Lord. So predominator and predominated. There is this misconception in the material world that I am the enjoyer, I am the doer, and I am the proprietor. Even in the family, a person who is in the material conception of life, he will think that this is my wife, this is my bank account, this is my house, this is my. A devotee doesn't have this mindset. A devotee's mindset is whatever I have, these are all provided by Lord Krishna for me to use for his service. So I have children. So my children, my purpose is to make them Krishna conscious. I'm only caretaker. I am not the ultimate protector. We cannot even save. We will not be able to save our children at the time of death. Only Krishna. Only Krishna. And who can protect our possessions? That's why many who are wealthy, they have many bodyguards. We mentioned that in one of our meetings. Why do they need bodyguards for? If they're very powerful. Huh? Because life can be taken away anytime. We can die any moment. Our only saving grace is the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So this is the mindset of understanding that we are the predominated. That means we are sevakas. Sevakas means we are all servants. There's never a time that I will be the ultimate enjoyer or proprietor or the doer. Bhagavad-Gita says also that the doer is the material energy, indirectly doing the arrangements for the conditioned souls in the material world. It is Lord Krishna, but he doesn't have to do that. He's only playing, he's only enjoying in the spiritual world. Material energy conducts all of our affairs here. So yes, gopis had no desire for selfish enjoyment. When will that day come that we will not think that I am the ultimate enjoyer? Okay, so now let's go a little bit higher because some of us may have been given some positions. We're a spiritual institution. So one may say, oh, this is my project. Everything that's going on here is because of me. Without me, it will not be successful. No. Don't ever think that you are irreplaceable. They're unlimited servants of the Supreme Lord. We're given an opportunity to have a post so that the responsibility is more. That means more mercy. We cannot just sit down and hey, you must obey me, every one of you. No, you cannot do that. Actually, the higher you go, the more service you do. In bhakti, the higher you go, the more you make advancement, the more responsibility is given to you, the more advancement you will have, the more blessings Krishna will give. An example, Srila Prabhupada. Our Guru Maharaj is like that also. I mean, it's unimaginable, the service that they do. 24 hours, non-stop. Eating less, sleeping less. This is the mood, this is the mindset of pure devotee. He doesn't waste any time. He uses everything, all the facilities for serving the Supreme Lord. So the gopis are like this. Oh, their feeling of happiness was indirect, for it was dependent on the pleasure of Krishna. So they don't want to be happy. That is not their purpose. Even though our nature is Anandamaya Vyasat. Anandamaya Vyasat means what? Pleasure-seeking entities. But the gopis, no, they don't care about their happiness. Their happiness is to make Krishna happy. But they're not looking for that. Now, even if they feel broken-hearted, what was that verse? The last verse? Siksastakam? Aslisya ba padaratam pinastumam marmahatam karoti ba yata tata vidatulam pato mat pranatas tuna sa iba na para. So that's the mood of the gopis. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exemplified that. In the last years of his life, Lila, he was feeling that separation. So the more we feel separation from Lord Krishna, the higher the bliss is. Viraha. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exemplified that. He was like being bereft. Sometimes he would like to open his heart, open his chest, being broken-hearted. But who is that devotee? Gadadhar? Is it Gadadhar? He says, no. He's coming. He's coming now. And then Mother Sachi says, you are the right person to be with my son. Yeah? Krishna is in everyone's heart as Paramatma, but the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, he doesn't see Paramatma. He sees Krishna, three-bending form playing his flute. And Krishna is not alone. That means Krishna and his eternal associates are with him. That's why he says that Vrindavan also is within our heart. Once it becomes cleansed, once it becomes purified, then we can see Krishna, not just within our heart. We can see Krishna face to face. We can hear Shama Sundar's flute playing. See right now, Shama Sundar is playing the flute. Any one of us hearing the sound vibration of the flute? Is it only like symbolically that Krishna is having the flute? No, he's playing the flute. But how many of us are hearing the flute playing of Lord Krishna? So the gopis are like this. They feel separation all the time from Lord Krishna. And even sometimes, he says, the Acharya says, even Radha and Krishna are together face to face. They would still looking. Where is Krishna? Yes? You've read this? The Acharya says like this. Out of madness, they will talk indirectly towards Lord Krishna. Madness out of love. They will talk indirectly. They will say something like talking to a third person, but actually they're talking about Krishna. What about Radharani is talking to the bumblebee? Yes? You're the servant of the most master. But actually, she's talking about Krishna. Irresponsible, most arrogant master. But that is out of love. Sometimes husband and wife, they will fight also. But actually that increases their love. I don't know. Maybe some of you grihastas can say that, if it's true or not. Is it true, Rishikesh Prabhu? Sometimes. I know a couple. They're my one of the younger god sister. So I'm gonna divorce you. I don't want, she was telling to the husband. So I tried to like kind of reconcile. But the bonding is like more. Yeah, I don't want you anymore. You get away from me. I don't want to see you. That's materially. Spiritually, that happens also. When some incidents that Krishna will be late because he will be with Chandravali, then Radharani will say, tell to Lalita, I don't want to see him anymore. Stop him. Don't let him come in. But that is out of love. It's not. It cannot be explained logically. We're just given some hints, some information how that love is the topmost, unconditional love. So when, oh when will that day come that let us have a little bit tinge of that love that the gopis have towards the Lord Krishna. And it is possible. Prabhupada has given us everything to attain that. But we cannot imitate them though. Artificially, we cannot imitate them. No, then we will be sahajas. Oh, I don't have to follow anything. I don't have to follow morning program. Not come for the Bhagavatam class. Not do any preaching. I'll just sit down and I will think, oh Krishna, where are you? I am bereft of your love. No, it's not like that. No, it's very scientific. Rupa Goswami has told us what to do. Srila Prabhupada told us what to do. Our spiritual master told us what to do. And some of us who are doing that are experiencing a little bit like a shadow. In the Nectar of Devotion, it says that also. Even a beginner who just came in to practice Krishna consciousness and he follow this process, he will have a little bit of taste. But you will lose it if you stop. So that's why we have to keep going and going and going and doing it again and again. And hope against hope that it will come naturally. And it will be so smooth that all we want to do is to serve Sri Hari, Guru, and the Vaishnavas. Even nothing for me. Even I don't have any recognition. Even if they're not praising me. Even if they're not calling my names. I don't mind. Some devotees, they do service incognito. You know what incognito means? Like not known. And they just want to do service for the sake of serving, not to be recognized. Now that is very high level of bhakti. They don't want anything for themselves. And that is possible. One doesn't mean that, he doesn't have love for Krishna. He has love for Krishna, but he doesn't want to be known that he's doing it. Sometimes devotees, they will give donation. Don't mention my name. Yeah? Some devotees say, hey, Maharaj, you must say my name. Otherwise, I will not give anymore. No, they're not saying that. But internally, they will think like this. But that is different. So yes, such unadulterated love is exemplified when the lover deprecates her happiness. So the gopis love, even if they have to suffer, just to serve Krishna and make Krishna happy, they don't mind. That doesn't discourage them from making Krishna happy. This is what the verse is saying, isn't it? Deprecates. What's deprecates means? Lord, or even eliminate, ultimately. So how is that? How is that possible? This is not this is not imaginary what we're reading here. This is what it says. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. We went to visit in Radhakund, his place, where he wrote the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And there was an old man there. So I asked Atit Priya Prabhu, ask him, how old is he? He's sitting there by himself, early in the morning. He's pretty old. Ask him what's his name. How old is he? And then, so he asked him in Hindi. And the old man, Baba, says, no, I don't care. Time passes by. I don't remember now. He must be plus 90. All I want to do is go back home, back to Godhead. That's all I want to do. And we were there in Radhakund. And there are many places we've been. The last few days we're visiting with the devotees from China. Many old people we've met. Yadapati Prabhu also was there. And they're very satisfied. They don't have the amenities. They don't have the facilities that we have. But they look very happy. They look very content. They will just smile at you. How is that? Because they have love for Krishna. They have love for Krishna. It's amazing. And somehow or other, just by seeing their faces, we also get some punya, some credits. Just like when you see a Vaishnava wearing tilak. That's why Prabhupada says we should wear tilak all the time. Or when you go to work, wear water tilak. They get benefited. So the love of the gopis are like this. Even their happiness will be deprecated, they don't care. Because they have this unadulterated love. For them, they don't care whether Krishna is God or not. That's the main thing now. But Prabhupada says also, don't try to understand Krishna. But first, we have to understand Tattva. That's why we have to read Bhagavad-Gita. Don't say, oh, I'm so advanced now. I don't have to read Bhagavad-Gita. I'm going to read now Ujjwala Nilamani, all of these Acharya's books. Forget that. If you cannot understand the Bhagavad-Gita, that you're not the body, how can you understand Rasa Lila? How can you understand Lila of Radha and Krishna? It's not possible. So first, Tattva, and then Lila. And we're so fortunate that we are reading Chaitanya Charitamrita just to give us some hints, some glimpse of the spiritual world. And if we can understand it and apply accordingly what the Guru Parampara has given us, as Srila Prabhupada has given us, we should pray to them to please shower their mercy. Eventually, we'll be able to realize that love of the gopis towards the Supreme Lord. And that will come. That will come. We have to be patient. We have to be determined. We have to follow. Otherwise, one can stay and be here in the material world, birth after birth. I will stop here now if there is any questions or comments. Any question, comments? Shudi Prabhu? Looks like you come back for a question. Okay. Any question? Yes, Prabhuji.
There's a It's known as the Bhagavad-Gita, the basics of the philosophy that we're not the material body and how we're affected by the modes of nature, and philosophy and yoga, and kind of preparing for Srimad Bhagavatam, which goes maybe more into depth of of understanding different kinds of philosophy. But then when I'm always back to this thing with percussion on this there, and all the Mayavadis who criticize Lord Chaitanya. Well, why are you not studying the
Vedanta
books, the Rasa books, or Bhagavad, and why he was dancing and chanting like a sentimentalist? So this chanting and dancing is actually, how you say, highest Madhurya Rasa. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's program with all Panchatattva. And everywhere he went, he said, just do blazing kirtan. This is the yajna. So it's recommended one doesn't read that many books. You don't need to read so many books, because ultimately we're very easily dissuaded or knocked off track based upon our desires, wanting to hear something that's so-called pleasurable or very deep, very high.
Right.
But the deepest really is this, to chant together with the
right. Sure. That is the culmination. That is when we read, or after reading Prabhupada's books, the conclusion is to chant and dance. There is no other conclusion. Yeah, that's it. That you will want to also give this to others. That is a conclusion. It's not that I keep it and then I go hide somewhere. No one will see me. And I will be, meditating on Krishna the whole day. No. The culmination is that we want to distribute books, we want to distribute prasadam, we want to tell others about Krishna, and chant and dance. So now, I was just reading the other day, see, when we chant, or when others chant, we should be also happy that the glorification of the holy name is being done proper way, the best. Not just when I'm chanting, then I'm happy. And also, when a devotee chants with pure consciousness, then the effect of the listeners will be so effective, but also it depends on those who are playing the instruments. You combine pure consciousness of the kirtan leader and the devotees who are playing midanga. Sometimes playing midanga, they don't chant. I told him, if you don't chant, I'm not going to let you play midanga again. Yes, because they're thinking of how intricate the midanga playing will be the next. No, you can play very simple. Like Panchagoda Prabhu, he plays very simple.
I just don't know how you think.
And they chant. I told one boy, if you don't chant, 24-hour kirtan department's looking at me now. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You have to chant also. Kartals also sometimes, you're playing kartals and, you're going everywhere. No, you should be focused. You're right there. That is Sankirtan. Yes, Chudi Prabhu, we're waiting for you.
First, it should be easy to chant correctly. I noticed they put the words up there in several alphabets.
What's
It
that?
should be easy to chant because the words are already up there.
Oh, yes.
They're talking about chanting or philosophy. I remember reading where Prabhupada says that philosophy without religion can just be speculation or armchair philosophy, but the religion without the philosophy
Fanaticism.
is just sentiment. That's
Right. Yes.
like the goats.
Yes, that's true. You know what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says? If you chant in the kirtan and you are also seeing the words of the holy name, you go back home, back to Godhead. That's why it is there. See, when you chant and you're focused on there, then you're chanting. The Bhaktivinoda Thakur says like that. Okay, I'm going to read you a prayer to keep us remind ourselves that we are servants. Please listen carefully. O Sisi Radha and the gopis of Braj, your love for Krishna is beyond our understanding, hidden, indirect, completely pure and selfless. By the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, and our Guru Maharaj, please allow us at least to appreciate your love and to follow one small principle of it, always putting Krishna's pleasure and the pleasure of Guru and the Vaishnavas above our own comfort and ego. Kindly keep us as servants of your servants in your Vrajadham. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, we end now. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Oh, I didn't hear it. Srila Prabhupada ki. There you go.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.